powers that be in New York City, answered the people's call and reclaimed Zuccotti Park in Lower Manhattan, a.k.a. the park no one, even those of us who live across the street from it, had heard of until the Occupy Wall Street movement. Apparently it's a park in Lower Manhattan where people from Wall Street would go to smoke around noon. Anyway, we got it back! As for the movement, protesters have vowed to retake the park, only to erect a monument to what was perhaps the original occupiers' biggest challenge. They truly were the least toileted generation. But as our own Samantha B. reports from a visit to Zuccotti Park on the occupation's final day, the movement was already being threatened by forces even more powerful than the city of New York. The prospect of becoming the very thing that they were fighting against.
Occupy Wall Street. It was born out of the loftiest of ambitions.
We're trying to build a new society, all equal and civilized with each other. An open, horizontal, leaderless process.
And 2 nights ago, the occupation ended. But maybe it was a good thing. As it dragged on, the movement had been in danger of becoming the very thing it was fighting against.
The more people that came, the more people kind of like segregated into like their own little groups. The park kind of just split in half.
Up there is like where the college hipsters that live in Brooklyn go and try to rule the park from, you know, and down here it's more of the poor people's encampment, and that is kind of contentious.
Occupy Wall Street was divided by class. On the one side, the elite with their library, Apple pop-up store, and bike-powered espresso machines. On the other, the downwardly mobile with their drum circle.
This is the ghetto.
And then what do you call it up top?
That's more like the aristocratic side, like the Upper East Side.
Okay.
You have, you know, the West Enders and the East Enders. They're just kind of making decisions without the general consensus of everybody in the park.
So let me get this straight. You've been here for 8 weeks, and you already have a ghetto.
Well, I mean,
I headed uptown to see how the upper crust felt living next to the ghetto people. What's the deal with down there?
they're also members of our society. I think in any community, whether it be city, whether it be Zuccotti Park, you have areas that are a little quieter, areas that are a little louder.
Oh my God, your political correctness is blowing up like a helium balloon. You're trying so hard not to say it.
Areas of our park that are inhabited by perhaps younger, more boisterous, energetic people.
Is there a course in condescension that everyone is taking here? Has a good idea ever come out of the bottom half of the book?
I think they do on occasion, without them even knowing how good their ideas are. Sometimes they come up with good ideas.
Okay, that's interesting. Can you give me an example of that?
That would probably be hard.
I headed back downtown to see how the moocher class defended itself. How many hours of work did you put in today?
Hours of work have I put in today? I'm not sure yet.
Have you put in any hours of work today?
I don't keep track of time while I'm there.
What percentage of the 99% are those Ivy League ass uptown?
I would say like 15.
15% of the park really is? Yeah.
Yeah, but when everything comes down and it gets scary and everybody doesn't know what to do, what do? They call on us. Oh, can you help us out?
But perhaps the ghetto people didn't understand how hard the 15% of the 99% was working for them.
I'm here fighting for society where everyone has access to the goods of life.
Would you share your iPad too with one of those shipless hobos down in Bumtown?
No, but I do think we should live in a society where everyone has access to technology and goods that everyone can use.
So it's not so much about sharing, it's about everybody having an iPad too.
Or at least everybody having access to the material wealth of life,
okay,
not just few people.
Except for yours.
It's a personal possession. I'm more against private property, not personal property.
Clearly, it would be difficult to accomplish their goals in this contentious environment. Fortunately, they had a solution.
This is a space where our various committees and action groups meet to discuss the things they're working on and to develop proposals for the General Assembly.
Where are we?
We are at 60 Wall Street. Yeah, we're in the lobby of the Deutsche Bank building.
Holy Okay, I'm sorry. So the big decisions about Occupy Wall Street are being made in the atrium of the Deutsche Bank building.
That's correct.
I'm sorry. Is my nose bleeding?
No.
Because I feel like an aneurysm exploded in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It made sense. Here, decisions could be made quietly and out of the sight of the masses. Okay. Is the drum circle now that we're all here right now? In any case, both the uptown elitists and the downtown poorers can agree. The occupation ended too early. They didn't even have time to develop a middle class for this new society to crush.